Well, look at that. I'm apparently live right now, even as we speak. Good morning. And I'm Ani. I'll be your, what do we call that? Your solo presenter today, as Teresa is feeling a bit under the weather. She has a little earache and she's getting ready to go to the doctor. Um, that all said, what do I have for you this morning? I have mostly tarot. A brief survey of the news. There's so much going on, and I honestly did not prepare to talk to you about it this morning, as I was mostly prepared to do the tarot reading thing that I do. But in a brief survey, a couple of things that really caught my eye is the House has voted to allow Puerto Rico a chance for a referendum to declare independence or declare statehood. Um, The House has passed a bill to decolonize Puerto Rico, according to the Democracy Now! Headline. And it is a long time coming, eh? The Puerto Rico Status Act was co sponsored by Congress members Alexandria Ocasio Cortez and Nadia Velasquez, who are two of the four current Puerto Rican members of the House. It was approved by a vote of 233 to 191. 16 Republicans joined Democrats in support of the bill. Representative Alexandria Ocasio Cortez said, "While Puerto Rico is not the U.S.'s only territory, it is the oldest. Today, for the first time in our nation's history, the U.S. will acknowledge its role as a colonizing force in Puerto Rico's status as an extended colony. The Puerto Rican Status Act begins a process for Boricuas to decide their own future. Legislation does face an uphill battle at this point as it goes to the Senate, where it needs 60 votes, of course, to overcome the Republican filibuster. That will probably happen. So it's the first ever referendum to decide between statehood, independence, uh, or independence with free association. Those are the three options Puerto Ricans would be allowed to decide between. So that's very encouraging. That said, the next news blip, uh, not so encouraging. Congress approves near over $850 billion for a military budget, $45 billion more than requested. And to have that news come out with the news that was also in the nation this week, which is the Pentagon has failed yet another audit. They've never passed an audit, and they can't account for billions, billions of dollars. And so our money, our taxpayer money, is getting dumped into this black hole of imperialism, right? And the Pentagon basically thumbs its nose and says, we don't have to be accountable. We're the Pentagon. Remember, the Pentagon is also the world's largest polluter and purveyor of many bad things. So, to rein in the Pentagon, let's demand some accountability. Let's demand accountable budgeting. And what about actually putting forth those ideas to just, in fact, cut the Pentagon budget and fulfill human needs? In this time of a triple pandemic this winter, or triple endemic, however we want to look at the thing that is causing hospitals to overflow at this time, being COVID, the flu, and RSV, maybe we want to actually redirect funds to public health. Maybe we want to redirect funds to public health and to actually solve issues of wealth inequity, which would have a lot to do with solving the issue around folks not having a house during this very, very cold winter and all through the year, really. Maybe we could redirect those funds. It would be cool. And a girl can dream. That's what I'm doing. So, all of that said, oh, dear viewer, let's just go ahead now and do the thing that I was prepared to do, which is to talk about the solstice. It is solstice time of year. The solstice is next Wednesday. It's Wednesday the 21st. And the exact time will be 1:48 in the afternoon here in the Portland area in the West Coast time zone. 1:48 is the time that the sun enters Capricorn, and that is the moment solstice happens. Now, for those of us on the pagany sort of side of the street, um, we celebrate the solstice throughout the night and the next dawn, the dawn of the new day, the dawn of the new year. The solstice is a time to really go inside and meditate, to get back to your basics, to face the long, dark night and uncover what it is you need for yourself and for your community as the new year dawns. How can you live more in alignment with your own values? How can you turn over your new leaf? What do you want to let go of and dump in the old year? And what do you want to open up to and bring into your life in the new year? These are the questions that you sort of focus on around the solstice time. Uh, and in that way, you welcome in the new year and the new energy it can bring. Solstice is to us, to the paganly inclined, sort of the beginning of the new year as the sun is rebirthed, and it is the start of the year, the restart, um, the turning after Samhain. And Samhain, otherwise known as Halloween, we see the earth as sort of going into a long, long slumber. Some say the earth dies away and is reborn. Certainly, we have gone through the dark times of this last 6 weeks. So, as we look forward, what is it again that now that the year will be born anew, and we will see in January, very soon, we'll see the new shoots of crocus and all those winter flowers sort of popping up and actually feel that rebirth, seeing the light returning, in just a week or so, feeling that light returning more and more. It it enlivens us, right? It awakens us. And as we go forward, we bring in that feeling of newness and freshness, um, enliven our senses. So I did a little tarot poll this morning and was focusing on this week ahead for our community defined as those who are watching this. And what I got is really not surprising. It's a call to slow down. So I feel like in this culture, we are so out of balance in so many ways. And one of those ways is during this dark time of year, we kind of are called to go deep within, right? This is a time of mystery, a time of darkness, where we're a little more settled, or at least traditionally, we don't have so much to do. And that as we are, here in this year, right? And really throughout my life, instead of having that quiet time, that's sort of, as I think of it, the long, quiet nights where we can focus on what's important, when we can focus on our family, where we can focus on connectivity and helping each other through dark times and challenging times. Instead of that, what we are generally doing in this society is running ourselves ragged, getting ready for the holiday season, whatever holiday we may be observing. Um, be it Festivus, Christmas, solstice, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever holiday is coming across our radar, instead of calming ourselves, many of us are caught up in this amazing sort of hamster wheel of uh, of busyness, of commercialized Christmas time and holiday parties and that sort of thing, which leads to really being out of balance. It's pulling ourselves in exactly the direction that is not natural for ourselves at this time of year. A good party, a good connection, feasting together, Those things are important and traditional, but the busyness, the call to shop, the call to commercialize, the call to have everything just perfect and to redo all your decor in your house so you can toss it out and redo it again next year. All of those things, that's busyness, and it does not soothe the soul. It does not bring us well-being, and we need to kind of get over that stuff, right? And so this tarot reading that I've done, yep, it's true. All the cards were inversed. And so that means when I get 3 cards that are all upside down, to me, what that means is we're slogging through some molasses, right? Energy is a bit challenged. So before I go on, let me say this is, in fact, this is now Bridge to a Better World. And if you like this video, please do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you so much for being with us or with me on this day that Teresa couldn't make it. Um, so that all said, here's that reading again. So going through it, we have the Eight of Wands, we have the Two of Wands, and we have the Ten of Cups. So what it all means is actually looking at them sort of all together makes the most sense. Um, so let me throw that Ten of Cups back in there too. What this means is we have to refocus. We have to refocus ourselves. Uh, there's times to take great leaps and to get super busy and to try out all the things. This is not one of them. This is a time to, again, be gentle on yourself and to pull back because there are a lot of things that can distract us and take our energy. And it's best not to just sort of bat willy nilly to try to hit the right thing to do, um, but in fact, to let things calm down and let things get to a state where you are not sort of squandering your energy chasing your own tail. Um, and the Ten of Cups inversed, you know, we it's the Ten of Cups is really about uh, growing with your family. It's a celebration of your connections. Inversed, those connections can get strained. And so instead of getting caught up in busyness, 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 and what's the perfect gift and what's the perfect way to decorate, and is this the right Christmas red sweater that lights up in all the right ways as you're going to dinner with your family, whatever it is, those things are distractions, right? That's the stuff that we're squandering a lot of our energy on. We don't need to bat at the wrong things. We don't need to distract ourselves. We want to, in fact, conserve our energy, not squander it. And when it comes to our relationships, we want to really make sure that we're taking care of the basics. So instead of getting really distracted in those superficial ways, it's time to bring in our focus and get real with each other. Have conversations about basics. Make sure that if there is tension in a relationship that's important to you, that you can clear it out, that you can spend some time with that loved one and let them know what's bothering you, hear from them what's going on, and have heart to heart conversations. It's about quality at this time, it's not about quantity at this time. You want to really focus on the relationships that are most important to you and to I won't say develop them, but to give them attention, to make sure that we're treating each other well and that you're treating yourself well. You're getting enough rest and you're not running in circles, batting at every distraction that is here. Because at this time of year, woohoo, there's a lot of them. So, with all of that, that's what I have for you today. Happy solstice, y'all. Perhaps Teresa and I will come back before next Friday and do a little news update. Perhaps not. It's hard to say. But if we do, we'll definitely put out the notices. And if you subscribe, you'll know when we go live. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. Thank you all. And we'll see you next week. in the new year of the solstice times. All right, so take good care. Love to you all and to all the ships at sea.